Hello and welcome to the new American Republic, led by our glorious President Grant C. Hayes. Now, if you were a bit underwhelmed like I was at how easy the war against Lost Hills was in the previous episode, I'm right there with you. So I decided for this episode to take on who on paper is the strongest Brotherhood faction right now, and that is the Texas Brotherhood, who control the Provisional Republic of Texas. On paper they are in second place, ahead of myself in fourth, because they have a stronger Air Force and Army. So while my troops set up and prepare their battle plans, the focus I'm going to start off with is going to be creating a puppet out of the Area 51, aka the Sky Reavers. Since the day it was founded, the pre-war military base known as Area 51 has been the subject of many conspiracy theories, works of fiction, and even legitimate government cover-ups. But no one knows for sure what it contains beyond those idiotic Icaruses in their fighter jets. Prepare a war order. We're going to get Area 51, whether they like it or not. I already have it, obviously. But a new puppet will be created from the Sky Reavers' lands to oversee the research of pre-war technology. Now, normally when you capture the Sky Reavers, you get a decision to investigate rumors. I didn't get that. So I'm hoping that this will hopefully unlock maybe some vertibird schematics or something like that, which I don't have. I'm going to get the Area 51 research zone. It's going to cost me 2% more consumer goods, but give me 6% increased research speed. Something I've also done before starting this episode is, I know I did say I was going to create my veteran NCR infantry unit using enforcer armor, but unfortunately I don't have the manpower to add all the support companies I want to. So what I've done instead is I have changed on my tank template the normal support companies I had to the motorized versions, which has greatly increased my stats. My breakthrough is now 201.7, which is more than 15 points greater than my power armor template, even though I've taken the refined warfare land doctrine. Alright, so there we go. Sector 51 has been created. Hopefully I can get something out of that. So now on to my focus to get my war goals against Texas. I can see that Lone Star, the Brotherhood. I should have known they would be present in such a place as Texas. Not even the independence of the old world Lone Star state could stop them from getting their grubby claws sunken into the brains of everyone there. Besides those nice fellows in Austin, everyone there is complacent in being brainwashed by the Brotherhood. They must be brought under the proper comfort of the new American Republic. So the Houston Rockets are going to get invitations to join the NCR. Then I'm going to get war goal claims on all the states in this area. So I'm going to start that off. Alright, so with that focus finished, I now have a war goal against Painted Rock, Provisional Republic of Texas, Estado de Pecos, I think that's how you pronounce it, and the Houston Rockets. Now, I'm not going to go after the Houston Rockets because they are now in a faction with me. If you are seeing Realm of Diana there as part of the NCR, your eyes are not misleading you. I don't know how, I don't know when, but they have become a puppet of Arroyo. So when Arroyo joined the NCR, so did Diana. Never seen that before myself, I don't know if anybody else has. So it's time to see if Texas is as good as it is on paper. So I'm going to declare war against them. Now, as you can see, I haven't done battle plans deep into Texas, just a couple of states in, as with all these rivers and their crossings, I don't want to put everything into one big plan, then it doesn't work. I'd rather do smaller ones and then adjust if I have to. If everything else doesn't go to plan or goes very well, on the other hand, I'll just change them to aggressive and they'll just attack whatever enemy they come across. Now for my next focus, I could do Fly Me to the Moon, but this event talks like the war's already over, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is do some work towards getting some cores from the focus tree. So I'm going to start with the fate of Arizona. We must decide the fate of Arizona. Quite simple. And I'm going to get 100 political power from it in 30 days. Let's see if Texas is all it's cracked up to be. Okay, so before I decide the fate of Arizona, I just wanted to show you here that this is just another Brotherhood nation that is just melting away here. I've actually just put First Army onto aggressive just to save me the trouble of dealing with all the units that I get encircled. It's just saving me time. So I'm actually going to go to Painted Rock and also declare war on them, since Second Army is just sitting here doing nothing, twiddling their thumbs. Now, what to do about Arizona? Well, there are supposed to be 3 options here. The first one here would be Ranger rule restored, but that would rely on the cowboy country existing, not being a puppet but being in a faction with me. Then the other option is the Arizona Territorial Administration, which would have, again, the cowboy country must exist and be a puppet, and that would effectively create another puppet faction like we had just now with Sector 51. But I'm not willing to release cowboy country, so I'm going to go for Settle the Mojave. Legion overrun our fortifications across the Colorado River years ago. With our victory against the Legion secured, it's time to restore our rule on the other side of the Colorado. So I'll get 3 free cores, and then okay, Drywalls is mentioned twice for a change in name to Camp Willow, and another core on Golden Valley, and we get the Rapid settlement debuff again that we had when we called the Rapid territory. But never mind, that's what, 4 free cores I think we're going to get. And in a matter of days, Painted Rock is taken care of. I'm going to get some nice equipment from them there. So I'm just going to take everything. And I'll figure out what to do with the Second Army while I continue using First Army to completely obliterate the Provisional Republic of Texas. They are already 29% towards capitulation. Bit sad for them. And what do we have here? The fall of Dallas. The Provisional Republic of Texas, one of the largest powers in Texas, is supposedly close to being overrun, with the capital city of Dallas being captured by the new American Republic earlier today. Reportedly, their leader, Jedward J. Rusk, was seen fighting alongside defending forces in the streets of the city prior to their retreat. As the Brotherhood withdraws from the capital, raiders within the territories that were active even before the ongoing conflict are now raining hell upon caravans and settlements, with the Brotherhood unable to respond. Can the Provisional Republic of Texas recover, or will Texas be under control of a new power? Texas will indeed be ours. Alright, Settle the Mojave is completed, and it could not come at a better time for this cause, because I am now down to 0 manpower. So, next focus while I obliterate the Brotherhood will be the fate of New Mexico. Once again, very simply, we must decide the fate of New Mexico. Political power 100 in 30 days. Alright, that probably only took about 3 months to completely remove Texas from the map, and I've earned myself over 24,000 war school. So I am going to take absolutely everything that is available for me to take. Only it's going to cost me 3,080. Now the map is looking a bit untidy, so I want to clean things up slightly, since you have all asked me to do a complete conquer of the wasteland. So I am going to start the justification on the Scrappers Compact, the Cherokee Nation, as well as Bayou Motors down here in the southeast, just to make this map a little bit more pretty and purple. Alright, let's decide the fate of New Mexico. Now again, we have 3 options. The first one, the ideals of the Federation. This would recreate the Summers Federation and basically put all the territories of New Mexico into a puppet under their control, fighting for us. Then we also have unlikely heroes, which for some reason I can just bypass, even though some federations does not exist. If they did, we get an invitation to join the NCR. I am going to do the Eastern Frontier. Despite the distance, we need not to relinquish our control over New Mexico. Instead, we will empower our sympathizers in the area, turning New Mexico to the Eastern Frontier. And I'm going to get 3 cores. It's going to take 60 days though. Now the reason I've decided to do this is because if you look at the area map, this is New Mexico here. So this is what would go to Summers Federation. Now I'm planning on, well, not planning, I have no option but to give Colorado to the baggers. We'll do that later on. And I, just for my own OCD sakes, don't want to have a puppet in the middle of my 2 territories here between Arizona and Texas. So that's why I've decided not to create the puppet. Alright, so I've finished researching the T45D sophisticated power armor. Now there's something I just want to go through to show people. A lot of people believe you should go for the composite version now. I'm going to explain why I disagree with that quite strongly. So there's the T45D, and here is the composite version. Now if you have a look, it is basically worse in every respect except for reliability and production cost and cell usage. The defense is less, breakthrough is less, hardness is down, soft attack is down, everything's down. So while you do need that to move on to the mobile T51C power armor, I don't change over to this. You'll be wasting your time. Do this first and go to the T51B power armor, which compared to the 45D has some proper increases in everything across the line. Unfortunately, production cost as well, but by the time you get to making these, you should have quite a few factories invested in it already. So instead I'm going to go for high pressure hydraulics and then move on to the T51B power armor. Now those of you who are watching this on a larger screen might see that I have had a rather large jump in manpower. That is because I finally had enough dogs in the bank to add them to my garrison template without having a shortage, even though some of them are just mongrels. So I've added that on and then started the production of my cyber dogs. So just before this focus completed, something interesting happened. These little states that were in the Rio Pact have all been absorbed into the Republic of the Rio Grande now. So one bigger enemy to take on probably in the next episode. Now for my next focus, I was very tempted to go down this route because it gives me a lot of free manpower and compliance. But now that I'm no longer at 0, I want to return to my goal, and that is free cause. So I want to get down here to hungry for more. So starting off with reward loyalty. Unlike Legion, we do not rely on fear to rule. A deal with the bear can be lucrative, perhaps even more lucrative than doing business with the Legion. At least we don't crucify merchants for failing to deliver. So I'm going to lose $250,000. That's no problem. I have plenty, and I'm going to get 10% compliance in all the states that used to belong to the Legion. It's going to take 60 days though. Okay, so my justification against the cannery is finished. I've only put 17th Division on the front line here to try and make it a bit more interesting, so that they will actually be outnumbered, or I'll be outnumbered 16 to 19, though I have tanks and heavy special forces. So I still don't know how long they will actually last against me, but let's find out. Well, you know what, why fight one war when I can fight two? My justification on the scrappers over here is finished. So I've just got first and second set up to attack. All the other 3 divisions are just there to make sure that no one crosses the line. So let's start that one off as well. And I have started my justification on Cherokee Nation as well. So let's see how quickly these guys can get across here, and then I can set up for the next war. And would you look at that, goodbye scrappers. I'll take all of that if I can. Yes, and I will set them up to take on Cherokee Nation while I finish off Bay Motors down in the south. Had a bit of a I took my eye off the ball for a moment, and they pushed out because all my units defaulted to this line here. Yeah, well, this is the fun of fighting wars on multiple parts of the map. Don't worry, I'll get it sorted out quick sticks in a hurry. Alright, so loyalty has been rewarded. Now it is time to extend the military presence. As more and more of our troops are now pouring into Arizona, we can extend our military presence to the whole region without any opposition. Another 10% compliance in 60 days, and then I can move on to getting some more free cores. The Holy Senor Federation has finished taking out the bandits here to the south, but according to my focus tree, I still have the option to form the Baja state, which is quite nice. And then Bayou Motors was no more. Haven't actually taken them out in quite a long time. Another nation or state added to the glorious North American Republic. So one left, and that will be the Cherokee Nation here, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do next for the rest of this episode. Alright, it's time for the Cherokee Nation to join the New American Republic. So let me declare war on them. I've set up quite similar tactic as I set up against the Scrappers. This time I have 3 divisions that will be attacking across most of these damn river crossings, and then I've got the 2 others just covering any other routes so I don't have any surprise attacks coming at me. So that will be 1st and 2nd, and this is, I believe, yes, 10th Division who will be taking on the Cherokee Nation. And that's the Cherokee taken. So take all their states for myself, and I have decided that my next objective is going to be conquering the rest of the Colorado nations so I can hand them over to the baggers. I will start off with the Withered dogs before moving on to this area here. Realm of Diana. I'm going to have to give that one a think whether I'm going to kick them out or not. Okay, so my military presence has been extended. Now, this is the last focus that gives me free cause that I know of. Hungry for more. The bear's hungry for more. More lands, more territories, more resources. When the bear roars, the wasteland trembles. And I'm going to get another free 3 cause. Point Green is a she territory, which is quite nice. And then I'm going to start using this large amount of political power I've banked to start manually coring some states. Okay, Hungry for More is done, so that is the last of the free cause I'm able to get in the New American Republic. Now I want to use some of this political power to core some states. I have option of 30. Now when doing this, I want you to please follow this tip. Always look for the most expensive one that is available to core. I want to show you this practically. So Ambrosia Valley here will cost me 257 political power, and then Poston here is the maximum of 300. So I want to call this one here, and you'll now see that this price has increased to 260. So the reason why I suggest go for more expensive one first is because if it had been the other way around and something had been cheaper than this, this would have increased by 3 political power from 257 to 260. So I always go for most expensive. Mine are all 300 now, so I can call, I think, 2 more. And what I'm actually going to do with this is actually change. I no longer need my range ejection for my land doctrine research speed. I'm going to change over to George Jefferson, just to give my power armor that little bit of extra oomph and faster research speed, since I am now researching sophisticated power armor. So as these things get to 100, I will now be coring as 300, I'll be coring as I go. What's this for? Yes, because I still now have some manpower because I've got some garrison units back. Now my next focus is going to be, as you can see, 17th Division is almost at maximum capacity, so time to get a new unit leader. So instead of promoting someone, I'm going to go for my fellow Eurekans. The impromptu city-state of Eureka has become known in recent years for its mixture of harbologists, portmasters, mercenaries, and even rumors of a former enclave group. But we cannot let petty disagreements within the NAR divide us. If Eureka is able to shine as an example example of multicultural harmony, then we too must follow the example. I intend to follow through on this by bringing them into the fold of the new American Republic. Now you can do this either while Eureka exists. They will get a offer to join the NCR. I waited because I didn't need a unit leader at the time. When this is completed, Douglas Granite will become a unit leader within the NCR. Okay, so Douglas Granite has been secured as a future unit leader. Now I am going to go back down to this part of the tree here that I haven't done so far. This won't give me cause, but will give me some very nice boosts to compliance, manpower, and lowering my resistance. First, I'm going to do free the slaves. When our Ranger Vanguard entered Flagstaff, they did not expect slaves being the majority of the population. Thousands of slaves bound in chains found themselves emancipated under our rule. Even now, there are slaves waiting to be liberated from the Legion's clutches. So my manpower is going to go up by 1,000, and I'm going to get 5% more compliance. Okay, it's time to continue expanding here in Colorado. The Withered dogs will be first to go. Very simply just going to send these two divisions under the command of Drummond himself into the Withered dogs and take care of business. Alright, I've freed 1,000 slaves. You can see here in my manpower. Now I'm going to continue down this line by going down the Emancipation Act. Dubbed as Tundi Law due to Tundi's stance against slavery, Emancipation Act entitled all people enslaved by the Legion compensation and a promise at a new life. Perhaps with given enough time, our new citizens at Arizona can match our citizens in California. So I'm going to lose $500,000 NCR dollars. Going to get some more compliance in the area, and I'm going to actually lose a total of 5 workshops in Flagstaff. But as you can see, money is not an issue. I have just over 3 million, so no problem on the money front for me. Okay, with the dogs, you've been brought to heel. So now that will make California start to look a lot more organized when I give them to the baggers. Now, next justification I'm going to do will be on the Ciphers. This is becoming more and more expensive in terms of days because they haven't done added anything to the war score. So this is going to take me 200 days to get ready for. Alright, Tundi's law has been enforced. 500,000 NCR dollars has been given out to the ex-slaves. I'm just going to continue down on this law branch here with citizen integration. Settling some of our California citizens to our new territories will spearhead the integration of the new lands by spreading the California ideals and culture. So 30 days, another 10% compliance, and custard soul rubrums, I think that's pronounced like that, goes up by 250 manpower. Okay, so citizen integration is finished. Time to go down a new branch of this deprogramming the Legion tree, and that would be to introduce technology. For the Legion slaves, automation is nothing but magic. We will slowly introduce technology to the Legion's lands, greatly improving the living standards and factory output of the workers living there. So all those areas get 5% more in compliance, and I will get more building slots but not for workshops, for power stations and fabrication laboratories. There we go. Some factories I don't need added. Now let's go for old slaves, new workers. As we repair more and more derelict factories, old slaves fill the workforce requirement. Factories are similar to their work under the Legion, but this time they have a wage and entitled to certain rights. So again, compliance up 10%, resistance down by 5%, and now I'll get another 4 off-map arms factories, and 4 off-map civilian workshops. Now those are always nice because it means no matter what territory is conquered, they will still always exist. Alright, old slaves, new workers done. Tree is reset, which annoys me greatly. Let me go down to Spark of Industry. In order to further the transport of resources, we will bind Arizona and New Mexico to our railway system. This will encourage new economic development in the area. And so again, +5 compliance, -10 resistance this time. Build a level 3 railway from Flagstaff to Red Sun City, which will take 30 days. Okay, there's been a spark to my industry. So now this will be the last branch of this little sub-tree that I'll be going down, starting with allow tribal identities. Legion tried its best to raise any reminders of tribal identities it absorbed. We will allow the tribals to practice their customs as long as they do not break the Republic's laws. And I get some more compliance in 30 days. Alright, the tribals can follow their beliefs. Now for the memories of the 82. For some, 82 tribes that Legion absorbed is a faint dream. For others, memories of the 82 tribes lives on. Hangdogs, twisted hairs, Apache, 10 signs. We will make sure these atrocities will never be repeated. And some more compliance, more resistance, and I get the buff memories of the 82. Arm experience 0.1 daily, non-core manpower plus 10%, which is going to help me out quite a bit until I can get everything cored. Still waiting on these justifications here against Ciphers and Circle Junction to be completed. Okay, so memories of the 82 completed. My last focus for this little tree will be tribal lands. We have vast amount of land we do not use nor control. If we allow the tribals to use these lands, we will can gather their support. So again, more compliance and resistance in the old Legion territories, but in 13 of them I'll actually get an extra 40%, so that's a total of 50% compliance, and New Apache state population is going to go up by 500. Now the reason I am not going to do anything else in this tree is because for grant amnesty I'm going to lose 10% war support. I don't want that. Ban the cult of Mars, I'm going to lose 20% stability. Definitely don't want that. And then true synthesis will set the rule that I cannot declare wars. And as far as I believe, you guys watching still want me to do a wasteland, sorry, not wasteland, you still want me to conquer the map. So setting not to declare wars is definitely what I do not need. And at long last, my justification against the Ciphers has been completed. So I'm going to declare war on them. This could be quite a tough nut to crack, as there's no real way of me to do any fancy maneuvers. I'm just going to have to carry on charging in until I can push these guys back. Hopefully my tank and power armor breakthrough will be enough to get the job done. Okay, and tribal lands is finished, and that marks the end of the focuses I will be doing after conquering the Legion. So I'm going to end the episode here. What I was able to accomplish I'm pretty proud of. I now own land from the west coast all the way through to the Gulf. I have also called quite a few states, as you can see here. Everything that is this light grey color is either cord or extremely low resistance. The yellow I will take care of in the future. Also, I have been able to completely finished the sophisticated research for all my infantry equipment, all my support equipment, vehicles. I'm still stuck on immediate, that will stay there. Air power, again, sophisticated all the way of everything I want. I'm now just researching the blimps purely for the hell of it. So in the next episode I will continue to focus on getting the lands here in Colorado under my control before I hand them over to the baggers, and I will take on Mexico area down here in the south. Once again, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.